What is Java Server Faces technology? Whereas a servlet controls the backend sequence of requests to and from a server, faces define the user interface. In a sense, they act as the public face of the application. As you might expect, they are commonly used alongside servlets to help the end user efficiently understand and manipulate the server. A typical workflow with the Java Server Faces might look like this. First, we create a web page. Then, we associate that web page with components via a set of tags. We can then associate those components on that web page to server-side data through a set of managed beans, and then we can create a web deployment descriptor. In addition, you can use application configuration resource files to configure custom components, beans, and page navigation rules. As with Java servlets, you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel every time you design a new application interface. The Java Server Faces technology includes a programming model and libraries of some of the most common tags that you might use. The pre-built tags also have tag handlers to help implement them. As a result, common tasks like dropping components onto a web page can be done very quickly and easily. On the other hand, if your needs don't exactly match any of the pre-built tags, they can be customized and extended in a number of different ways. The life cycle of a Java Server Faces web application has two main phases. The first phase is called execute. During this phase, the application view is built or refreshed, the parameters of the request are applied, the values for all of the components are recalculated based on the request, those values are applied to the managed beans, and then the actual code of the application is run based on those values. In essence, the execute phase consists of translating whatever input was provided into an understandable format, and then running the application based on that input. The second phase of the web application is called the render phase. Once the application has been run based on the provided inputs, the render phase simply consists of generating the new user interface based on those inputs. The output is usually generated in HTML or XHTML, which is then displayed in the client's web browser. Basically, the render phase is just the reverse of the execute phase. It takes an output in machine-readable format and translates it into human-readable format. Altogether, a Java Server Faces web application will take human input, translate it into a series of server requests, run the requests, and then translate the output back into something a human could understand. Now that we have a good idea of how faces and servlets work, let's investigate some of the differences between programming locally and programming on a server.